Okay, so what can you tell us about the Siren Siren song this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we said, it's a huge part of our mythology, and obviously we left off in a place where Ben is very deeply affected, having been Siren. So there's kind of a lot of stuff to unravel from that, and how he's going to deal with it, and how it starts to evolve. And like, we're gonna learn more about how the Siren song works, and there might be some others that get exposed to it as well.
So as we know, it's there. It can affect people in different ways. So there's the negative Siren song and the more loving, positive Siren song. So we'll play with both those things as well.
And my question about that is, I don't know how much you can tell us, but is the power intent-based? Like, is the mermaid able to use that in different ways, or is it something that is not controllable by anyone?
So that's what we'll explore a little bit. Do they have control over it?
Yeah,
what does it do from their end?
Is there a weapon version that they can use and that kind of thing?
And
we got to get you in the writer's room.
Yeah.
That's my question.
Right. And whether or not they do have control over it, and whether they're affected in any way by it. So we're going to explore all of these physiological
And even in season 1, you saw sometimes they use it as a way to connect when Rin and Ben, right? And then, but it also can be in a moment of distress that they want to lure someone in to potentially attack them and get themselves out of danger. And also, we're going to explore what it means to the mermaids when they sing it, how it feels for them, and how they experience it.
And why do you guys think this series is so popular with women?
I guess these themes, it's sort of just occurring to me actually. I wasn't aware that it's such a female base, but I think it has to do with the female empowerment of it, and what a strong character it plays in Rin, and how that just taps into something, especially in young women, and sort of trying to find their own identities and their own power. I feel like it's really, they relate in this way. Just something clicks for them, and they feel close to it.
Beyond just the Siren song this season, what can we expect out of season 2?
So there's obviously a lot of seeds that we planted in season 1. I think the most obvious at the end of the last episode with that phone call from Maddie's mother. That's definitely a character that's going to come into it and sort of create a lot of conflict for Maddie and the other characters. And like we said on the panel, there will be more that are coming onto land, and it's really going to allow us to get into a lot of the mermaid mythology, how their life is like socially in the sea, really to dig into a lot of that, what they learn as they're on land, how they have more time to spend on land. I think it's a lot of chances to really dig into that in an interesting way.
I feel like we kind of barely scratched the surface in season 1 of Ben and his family and that history. We're going to get a little bit more of that in season 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean that definitely ties. We love that dynamic, first of all, and that conflict with his father, and that his father sort of represents, this side of the town that maybe is at odds with the mermaids. And so we definitely have a lot of story we're building that's going to involve Ted and Ben.
And also Helen plays into it a little bit too with some of the family history. So all of that will start to come out very slowly again, because we don't want to just unpack the whole story quickly. But definitely digging into that in the next.
It's a small town, so there's like a lot of history and a lot of like crosses that happen in unexpected ways.
One of the most sort of interesting dynamics that you guys mentioned, and it's very obvious in the show, like the love triangle isn't a traditional, find over a coupledom, and it feels like it would be possibly better solved in a healthy communal relationship. Is that something you guys, like, if the story takes you, are you willing to put that on television? Is that something that you're in?
We've always been willing to put it on television. I think it's so fascinating.
Like the dynamic seems to be changing about like what's acceptable in a relationship. There's other shows about like recent relationships
For
that
sure.
are out there right now.
And we really are interested in it. And I think the whole world is interested in it.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of how to unpack it in the right way, so that the relationship is built very organically, and that it can feel very positive.
And it's not a scandal. It's like people learning more about different healthy relationships.
That's right, and not to say that some people wouldn't be scandalized within our town. the small town.
Oh yeah.
But the idea that she doesn't have the constraints that we do, and that Ben and Maddie, I think in many ways, also live on a different plane a little bit. They're
not the normal.
No, they're not. And so I think it's ripe for the telling. Yeah.
Speaking of that, where is Ben and Maddie's relationship going to go from season episode 10? Where's it going to start in season 2?
Yeah, I mean, Ben's got a lot to deal with, and they need to repair that relationship. And you know, we do ultimately want them to be together, but it's going to evolve in a way that's different from season 1. You know, we'll see Ben sort of taking steps to deal with his addiction early on, and you know, we definitely want, like, that's a relationship that's important to us.
But also, it's another aspect of that, even that relationship that I think we'd like to tell, which is that it doesn't have to be this traditional, oh, we had a big fight over something that's complicated, we're breaking up, and now we need to find new love interests. And I think we always want to tell it in the most complicated way, that the love is clearly there. So how are they going to get through this? What are they going to do about it? And who else is going to play into it? And so I think if we approach it that way, it could be more interesting than our traditional break up, come together, love triangle, whatever else.
They're also the keepers of this huge secret, and we sort of feel like the strength of this relationship is really important for our larger mermaid story, because they're the ones who can manage the situation properly, and there's sort of all these other forces that are threatening to either expose the mermaids or it could get really bad. And we feel like Ben, Maddie, and Rin together are the ones that can kind of save this situation. So that relationship is critical.
Which can also be a twist in the story of Maddie's mom coming to town as well, which is that she and her dad have a big secret, and how's her mom's going to feel on the outside of that. So how's that going to play into their dynamic?
Working with water is always a challenge for special effects. So how that works?
So we had a really big learning curve in season 1 with the special effects. We tried to do some of it practically, like the practical tails and makeup, which just took forever. It looked terrible. It never worked right. It's uncomfortable. So we've really refined that process where we can put our actors in the tank. So it's really the actor performing, but they have all the marks, and we do a full digital makeover on them, add a digital tail, but you still get their eyes, their hair, their performance. And that's why it looks so real. You're actually seeing the actor underneath all that digital work. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.